adventurers. Angela the Hotelement chick here, and I am at camp, and it's a nice, bright, sunny, warm day, so perfect day for some spring cleaning. So since I'm cleaning out the element, today I thought I would show you how I built it out. So let's go take a look. I really didn't do anything very fancy with the build out. I actually did something very simple. I watched a lot of videos online over the last few years about what the best build out is, and in general I ended up just putting some things together kind of last minute because of the rush of the coronavirus quarantine, everything that we're on. I just kind of had to get something livable together right away. And while I can't take full credit for it, I have to give some props to my friend Andrew with coming up with this idea. But I had a few milk crates on hand, and he said, hey, why don't you just do it all out of milk crates? So I was like, that's genius. I'm going to do that. So with some milk crates and some zip ties, I was able to put together a bed. So this is my cozy bed, and it is made out of milk crates. So these milk crates have been zip tied together, almost like a hopscotch style. It may make more sense here in a minute. 2 layers of these just regular square. I wanted the sturdy kind that's actually from a dairy in here. So for the making of the bed, I went and got some of this camping foam in purple because I like purple. And then I got a mattress topper, which gives about an extra 2 inches of cushion here. And I had this really giant king size wool blanket that I have folded in half. So it's nice and cozy, which has been great for these chill nights. And then I just put it down over it, and it covers it on each side. And I have some pillows there in the back. I don't have the blankets on it at the moment because I wanted to show you underneath everything. So these are the milk crates, and in the first 2 front ones here, I just have food, like a lot of food. I wouldn't normally have so much food with me. Oh my gosh, there's so much food in here. But since I am trying to stay in one spot for as long as possible without going to grocery stores, I wanted to overdo it on some food. And back there, you can't really see all the way into it, but I got some extra just camping supplies. And in the very far back one, I keep some additional items that you can't really see that hopefully I don't need too often, like jumper cables and extra rope and things like that that I don't need to access every day. But then I can just close that up right there, and it's pretty comfy. And so we'll just go ahead and climb inside here, which normally I enter from the other side, and I will show you that as well. But I have my toiletry bag in here, the most important item of the coronavirus apocalypse: toilet paper. Gotta have that little container so it doesn't get rained on, and I'm always rolling it out of the car. Now here is another milk crate that I stood on end, and it's all strapped in and everything. I use these bungee cords to hold everything in so while I'm driving things don't fall out. I put some stuff in here that I just need to get right away when I'm getting in and out, like put my shoes on to go out, get some extra water, whatnot. And then since it's standing on its end, it also makes a perfect like nighttime table for me. I have my laptop on here. I can do some work. I can watch some movies. I can play some games. And all of that is set up. And I will tell you more about this over here. But I do have my little like snack bar up at the top here. So here is looking into the bed from the other side, which this is the side I normally get in on. And while I do have a tiny little fridge with me, I don't have my solar panel in yet. I have ordered it, but until I get that in, I really can't run the fridge very often. So I am still using a cooler, which happens to be just about the perfect size as the rest of these milk crates that I can kind of just tuck in to the end there. I didn't have a whole lot of space for one full other crate because of this lip right here. But I was able to put the cooler in there, and it also tends to keep things pretty cool under there. It doesn't get a lot of heat or anything, so that's been perfect, and I can just grab in and out as I need. And this next little bin here, like, oh, we're gonna see my clothes. Okay, this is my clothes. Got clothes in there. All of my clothes that I have with me fit in that little bin right there. That is where everything is. And the next one back here, once again, I kind of just have to feel around in here to grab stuff, but I have cleaning supplies, I got my Lysol, I got these Swiffer wet wipes, which were great for mopping the floor, which is what I'm going to do here today, and I have some extra bags and whatnot. And once again, there's another compartment that's like way in the back that I can more access from the other side that I keep additional supplies in that I don't need to grab that often. Like some extra bungee cords, the extra zip ties, and a large roll of garbage bags. So it's actually pretty cozy in here. And one neat feature that some of you may have seen on the Honda Element is these window covers. You can just take one of those sun visor shades and just cut it to the size of your Element windows, and then put some little duct tape around it, like to get some of that colorful decorative duct tape, and then you just kind of push it into place. These were made for my 07 that I used to have, and this is an 08, and they were a little off size. I've noticed they're not the exact same size, but I'm able to just kind of lock them into place with the window there. And the Honda Element always has lots of fun little neat pockets that you can put things in. So we have my curtain here, a little blackout curtain. And a lot of people use this if they're trying to camp discreetly in the city that they don't really want people to see in. Maybe they just leave the front seat looking normal, like a normal car. But then when you put a curtain like this up and the tinted windows in the back, you really cannot see in the back. It's actually pretty nice. So I don't leave this up too often in the woods because I don't really need it. And I tend to want to grab things from the front seat a lot. But I just used some Velcro. It's double-sided. It's pretty sturdy. And this, I had to sew in. Once again, I don't have a sewing machine. I don't have a whole bunch of sewing skills. I don't have all that. I just used one of those little mending kits from a hotel, some needle and some thread, and I just sewed that right onto the fabric. And it doesn't look fancy. It actually probably looks pretty terrible, but it does the job because that's all that it needs to do. Most people that know me know I love food and I love to cook. And I also take a lot of pride in some of my campsite cooking. So I'm about to show you my pride and joy here. The back of my Element. You can't see much because I have this lovely blackout curtain that I can put in at night. I just have these little hooks here. I can take it down real quick. There's my pillows on the back there. And then I can put that up at night. Blocks it out. Nobody can see anything. Don't get any light in. This comes down right here. And the camping foam I bought was twin size, and so this is about like how too long it really is for twin size. I had to cut about that much foam off of it, and I am an Oregon weirdo, and I'm just holding on to it because I think like I might use it for something. Right now, it's been great to go against my kitchen, which I'm about to show you while I'm driving, and then when I'm just hanging out here, I actually do just kind of use it to sit on and have a little cushion here. It's nice. Look at me. Cushion. Okay, let me show you my kitchen. So, like I said, I don't have skills. I don't have like cabinetry skills and wood making skills or making things. I'm good at finding things and putting them together. I like to think of myself as a facilitator of found objects. So, I found this thing. I don't know what this thing is. I just found it like on the side of the road. It looked really cool. And so I saw a build out in a video where somebody had made a sink into the top of it, Nate, and made a sink into their Element, and I really wanted to do the sink thing, but once I got this, and it has a little hole on the top of it. I think I showed you that earlier. It has like a little space for a hole that I was going to put a sink in, but it really just is too high in here for me to make a functional sink on top. So I was like, am I still going to use this? But I am. Maybe at some point I'll be able to cut these feet off the bottom here and make something a little bit more stable out of it. But also right now I'm just storing stuff underneath it like that. So this was a cabinet I found like on the side of the road. It was free and it already had these hooks in it, which is great for when you're driving around in the car. It keeps it closed, and while it's clear and everything, this is plexiglass, so it's not going to break or whatnot. I don't have it in here right now, and things are kind of a mess because I'm in the middle of camp, but my stove fits in here. This is actually a great set of pots and pans down here, and all my different little kitchen items. When I'm watching movies, and I got a little munchies. I got my snacks up here. This is the hole I was talking about that I was going to take that screen out and build a sink into that. I may still do that at some point. I'm probably going to wait till it's safe to go back and forth to hardware stores pretty easily without worrying about wearing masks and getting sick. And this is my tiny little fridge. As soon as I get my solar panel, we'll be running it full time. So it is not very big at all. Look, I'm even going to put my hand in here. Look, it's not very big at all. You can put like maybe like 2 cans of Coke and some butter or something. And it has a spot for a little shelf, but I don't have one of those either. So maybe another project coming up. So, and it keeps things so cold that they pretty much turn to ice in here. So it's almost like a freezer. And the most necessary item of everything I have is this Goal Zero Yeti battery. I went ahead and got the non-lithium version. It's the Yeti 400. It's actually worked pretty well so far. I have my laptop plugged in here. I have another cord from my cell phone. And fully charged, I only get maybe 1 charge on my laptop off of it, but I get probably 2 to 3 full phone charges before I have to worry about charging this. And then, like I said, when I get the solar panel, I can connect that to it most of the day and not have to run it off of my battery. I have this great little fold-up picnic table that my friend gave me that I just keep covered in my shower curtain, usually overnight, so that way it doesn't get too much condensation, too many bugs or anything like that. And over here, which since it's a nice sunny day, I am hoping that my solar shower is going to heat up for me to a great temperature that I can take a shower today, which would be lovely. And I have my little dishwashing station, hand washing station here of a collapsible sink. I have my breakfast dishes from this morning. I have my favorite dish soap. I have my pink towel. I am glamping, y'all. This is glamping. This is the life. So this is my little woodland home for the next uncertain amount of time. You're usually allowed to stay in one place for 14 days, but I am just going to see if they'll be lenient on that, since it seems to be more dangerous these days to move around than to just stay put. But I'm not complaining. So this is just an item that I personally love to have on hand. It is a Bluetooth speaker. I got it on Amazon. It is called Shava. It's upside down because it has this little hook on the bottom, which makes it nice to hang up on here. Because in addition to being a speaker, it is a light, and it changes 3 different brightnesses of white light, as well as changes several different colors. So when I'm hanging out in the element at night, I can have a little ambient light, or I can have a lantern to see what I'm doing, as well as I can use it as a speaker to listen to music or one of my audiobooks, or even connect my laptop to it for watching movies and having a good surround sound. Or as you see, it has this feature where it changes colors and it will go to the beat of the music, so you can have a great fireside party with it. So that is it. This is my little Hotelement, my little house. And I just use my comforter right from my bed I would normally have in my house, and I fold it in half, and it's pretty comfortable. I don't have any special sleeping bag or any certain gear for all of that. I insist on having an element with the moon roof because I do love looking at the stars at night, looking at the moon, waking up to this beautiful view. A little skylight. So I am very happy living the Hotelement life.